Happy Sunday early evening. Hi, my name is Dawn Reinhardt, and I am coming in like I do on Sundays because we have been reading a book, and I know it's backwards. I see you. Okay, this is a book that I think is a must read for everybody. This is about how compassion and connections saves lives. And I believe compassion and connection does save lives. I have read this book 3 times. Well, this is my 3rd time. I'm doing it on a Facebook and YouTube because after reading it twice, I realized the tremendous impact that this had on me, and I realized I could really share that with others. So I have decided to do so. And in doing so, I have found a second passion of mine, which is sharing what I can with others to help everybody out as best as I can. So this is part 4. And this is called Tools to See, and it leads into chapter 11, which goes into finding funny, okay? So do you live each day as if it's your first or your last day? Either way, you should probably have a diaper on. That was written by Ellen DeGeneres. I'll talk to you about these shirts and where I get them. They're very inexpensive on shine.com. They're really good. Okay. My sister Amy is one of the most funny and present people I know. Amy was caring for her now 5, now 6 rambunctious kids when between diaper changes and imagination games, she looked in the mirror to see something no humans should ever see. Poop in her hair. I only put this story in the book because I think the humor outweighs the urge to gag while writing about it. Perhaps you have the same urge reading about it. Amy didn't know what to do, and in a panic, she grabbed the phone and called a friend who lived up the street. I don't know how to say this, she half laughed and half cried. I have poop in my hair. Can you please come help me? Her friend, equally amused and concerned, rushed out of the house, took the baby off my sister's hip, and Amy ran to the shower to clean her body inside and out. Oh, and to wash her hair. I see you, Amy, and that is disgusting. This story is funny to me, and it is to Amy too, now that it's all over. Her friend saw her in a way that deserves a big Oreo milkshake. Amy did her part by being authentic and willing to be seen. She also knew the exact person that could jump into this hilarious yet disgusting situation with her. That says something about her friend. Finding humor in life can be a powerful way to connect and have compassion on others and ourselves. What a good benchmark to have for ourselves. Are we the person someone could call if they were in this situation? I call this the poop in the hair standard. We are real enough that someone could call us and tell us they have poop in their hair, knowing that we would rescue them in a moment and laugh about it with us later. Amy deserves credit too. She made the phone call. Even during a crisis, my sister has the unique ability to maintain a sense of humor that has made me wet my pants. Funny gets people through. Amidst the beginning of my mental health journey, Amy and I came up with the funny name for the version of me that was full of anxiety and spiraling in and out of panic attacks. Like an evil twin, we named her Delilah. Not like Samson and Delilah from the Bible, like Delilah the song, which introduced and concluded to the talk radio show hosted by Delilah. Her name was sung in a serious and dramatic way, and that's how Amy and I said it. My big sister found me in the middle of more than one panic attack. She put her arms around my shoulders, pulled me close, and held me. "Delilah's back," I would cry. She nodded. She had become acquainted with Delilah. Other times I proclaimed to Amy, "Delilah is gone," and we both laughed, and we lived in that moment of hope. Delilah was truly the worst, but the name still makes Amy and me giggle. My sister and I have a close relationship, and coming up with ridiculous nickname was appropriate considering the foundational trust we had created. While we shouldn't hand out nicknames to everyone we see in a puddle, we can embrace the humor when it does feel right. Amy and I would later laugh when our little brother Andrew modeled the many hats Amy had collected in preparation for her chemotherapy treatments. Andrew showed up that day with a freshly shaven head. He wanted to match his sister, who would soon be losing her hair. What 19-year-old kid is that sweet? My little brother is. His bald, white head in a floppy sun hat was exactly the kind of ridiculous humor we needed for that day. And like Andrew, my fertility center also used humor to brighten hard days. When I went to wash my hands after our first consultation, I saw that the sink was the shape of sperm, complete with a tail. Rob and I laughed hard over that one. Laughing feels good when life feels heavy. When we are disappointed. One of my friends became pregnant before she was married. The biological father left the picture within months of hearing the news. My friend came from a conservative family where she had been taught that sex was reserved for marriage. She was scared to tell her parents that she was pregnant, even though they were loving and kind. She knew the news would come as a shock and a disappointment to them. I sat on pins and needles for the first time. She recapped the conversation for me. "Mom, I'm pregnant," she said through her tears. On the other end of the phone, her mom expressed surprise and cried a little too. Then comes my favorite part. Knowing that the biological father was African American, her mom found the bright side of the situation. "Well, honey, growing up, you always talked about how cute black babies are. She said you wanted to adopt one someday. Now you don't have to." They laughed and cried some more. Because I wanted to reserve physical intimacy for marriage, and I wanted the same for my kids, I can relate to both the women's tears. Her mother could have been angry. She could have recited all the reasons she was disappointed in her daughter's choices, but she didn't. What was done was done. There was no use in adding guilt to her child's already hurting heart. Mom was real, she cried, and she found a way to bring humor to the situation. I truly believe a good dose of humor makes a connection sweeter and can make someone feel seen. Connecting through humor. Embracing humor is a form of vulnerability. Letting ourselves relax enough to laugh and joke with people breaks down barriers and puts us all on the same playing field. And I agree with John Cleese when he said laughter connects you with people. It's almost impossible to maintain any kind of distance or any sense of social hierarchy when you're just howling with laughter. Laughter is a force for democracy. I'm no expert on appropriate humor in stressful situations, hence the shortness of this chapter. I have made insensitive jokes in situations where I failed to keep my too soon wit to myself. However, I have seen humor bring hope. Giggling about Delilah has brought me hope. Hearing myself laugh brought me hope. We can bring that hope to others when they need us most. Humor can bring people up for air when they feel like they're drowning. Like the plaque on Amy's wall reads, "Life is too important to be taken too seriously." The bottom line, humor is a great way to break up some of the heavy we all experience. Finding the funny in life and sharing it with those around us might provide the moment of hope they need. So, this was chapter 11 from the book ICU. And I would like to actually share with you guys, if anybody wants to stick around, I have been using a lot of humor lately in my own life because I could choose to be stressed out. I could. And I'm going to give you a really good example of something that happened recently. And for this, I can laugh my butt off like you would not believe. You know? So listen to this, okay? So for those of you that have followed me, I upped and decided to quit smoking. Been a little stressed, so I don't remember how many days ago this was, but it's at least 7 now, I think, maybe 8. Days ago, I decided to quit smoking. So it was the day of my last few cigarettes. This happened. So I have a situation, and stick around for this because it is actually funny, but it's kind of wild. Okay, so I have this thing. My plumbing in my house hates me. Okay, so anyway, when I flush the guest toilet, I hear a howl in the bathtub. Okay, well, knowing that typically means there's something going on with the P-trap, or there's something in the line that needs to be flushed out, the idea is to run liquid plumber through, and then after it sets for its period and you run the water to run it out, it usually makes that sound go away. Well, I had been talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling her I had just done this a couple of months ago. I don't know how this keeps happening, right? Because I was kind of perplexed. And they recommended a more heavy-duty product than, and I can take my glasses off, I'm not reading anymore. They recommended a really good alternative to liquid plumber that was really, really, really effective. So I went and bought this stuff. Now, you know it's good because it comes in a bag. It's like in a bag. The bottle is in a bag, and you store it in the bag. Because I'm assuming if you drop this on your foot, it'll disintegrate it. No, I don't know, but it's bad. So I take it and I pour it in the 2 sinks that are closest to that bathroom sink and the kitchen sink. That's what's closest to the, okay. I let it sit for 15 minutes. So I set my Google timer for 15 minutes and I go out to have a cigarette. Grab my cigarette, you know, smoke it. And I just sit out there and relax a little bit. And then I hear the timer go off. So I go in and I turn on the water in both the sinks and set the timer for 5 minutes because that's what it's supposed to be. And I think, okay, well, I'll go out and smoke another cigarette. Perfect timing. Well, I get out there and there's no more cigarettes. And I'm like, oh my God, that was my last cigarette. And I'm thinking WTF, like for real. I'm like, whew, I'm not ready yet. So I was mad. But I was like, well, screw it. I'll just sit out here. I just won't smoke because I don't have any. Right? And I didn't. So I sat out there. And I sat out there, and then I hear the timer go off. So I begrudgingly get up because I really wanted that cigarette. Okay? And I walk in, and the cats are frantically chasing something on the floor, and I can't tell what it is. I mean, frantically, all 3 of them, running around like their butts are on fire. Crazy, chasing something around on the floor. And I'm looking, I can't see it. And then I realize it's water going down the grout because I have tile floors and grout. So streams of water are going. Yeah. I think that stuff was so good, it ate through the pipes. So now I have a leak in the bathroom and I have a leak in the kitchen. And I'm like panicking, and I'm like, what the heck? So I quickly go get the water shut off, right? And then it hits me. This is where it gets good. Then it hits me. Oh my gosh, that stuff was that toxic. It ate through the pipes. What if the cats step in it or drink it? It's going to kill them. And then I thought, oh my God, my daughter's going to kill me because I'm going to kill her cat. And I'm like, I can't let this happen. So I think I'm going to run and go find towels, right? I slip in the water. I go flat down on my butt and slide across my tile floor. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I did. Just bit it. I've got a heck of bruise on my butt and on my leg where I slid until I ran into the wall. Needless to say, I got it fixed. It was just $100 in a copay. They came the next day. Yeah, it did leave some damage under the sink. Like the cabinet wants to like collapse to the ground, I think. The under part where you store stuff, so I don't keep stuff down there anymore. But seriously, it's just comical, right? It is just comical. You gotta laugh. But I will tell you, when that was all done and after I got it all cleaned up, I still hadn't eaten dinner. And I'm still pissed about not being able to have the cigarette. I went out there, back out to the garage, and was telling myself every reason I deserved to go pick up 1 pack. Just 1 pack, I said. Nobody would know. They'd just think I wasn't out of my original cigarettes. I probably could have hid it, right? And then the more I tried to talk myself into it, the more pissed I got, because I knew I couldn't do it. I know I shouldn't do it. So instead, I just got pissed and went to bed. And I still haven't smoked since that day. But please, please, please don't ever, ever stop laughing at yourself, because it's okay. It's better to laugh at yourself and things that happen instead of getting all flippin' mad about them when you can't do anything, right? Renessa, you ever do that? Nicole, you ever do that? Jessica, how about you? I mean, life is too short, and you know, it is stressful. I'm single, I live alone, I've got a lot to maintain this house. I have a full-time job that I'm running behind on, and I've got to work today to get it caught back up. It's a lot for me to keep this house clean. I've got my 2 cats, I've got a grandkitty that's here. I've got 3 litter boxes to take care of. I've got floors that have to be swept, floors that have to be mopped, laundry that has to be done, groceries that have to be bought, right? There is a lot that goes on. I feel like I am on my feet almost every day, all day, trying to get stuff done. You know? So, yep. Laugh while you can, because life is far too short not to. It really is. And, you know, maybe that's my coping mechanism. Maybe that is just where I'm comfortable. Because I have fiascos happen every day and I laugh them off. I do. And it's not like I feel that there's any other choice. That's just how I feel. Honestly, my first reaction is to go to laughing. So I do. It's amazing. And it is that good. So, anybody else still on here? Let's talk about this. How do you use happy? How do you use laughter in your connections? Are you able to laugh at yourself? Are you able to laugh with friends about comical things that have happened, right? we don't have a talkative bunch tonight, so that's okie dokie. I talked enough probably for all of us, but I have a lot of funny in my life. I really do. I have a lot of funny in my life, and I like it that way. And if you guys can't find your funny, let's talk. I can help you find it, because trust me, life's too short. You know? Excuse me. Bubbles is getting me. Life's too short, so let's just get happy and laugh it off. All right, so this was ICU, how compassion and connections can save lives. I hope you enjoyed it. For those that are missing the other chapters, let me know and I can get you the links to all of them, because I do put them on YouTube. It's probably easier to find them on my YouTube channel than it is to find them on my Facebook page, which is filled with so much more. So you can send me a PM and I will get you a link to every single one of them on YouTube. All right? Much love, much happiness. As always, please stay happy, healthy, and safe, my friends, until I see you guys again. Love ya. Mwah.